This is my annual State of the Society speech. Let's talk about membership first. The great majority of people here tonight at the tables are members, and those who are not, welcome indeed. Our membership is at the highest point it's been in 10 years, but it's still growing much too slowly. The whole concept of free thought and non-theism is growing all across America, and it should be growing stronger right here, and it should be growing stronger right here. I would like, I'm not going to play preacher and ask you to stand up and make a vow, but I would like everybody in this room who is a member to make a promise to yourself to bring in one new member this year. How many of you are old enough like me to remember the literacy campaigns in Southeast Asia and Africa of 30 or 40 years ago? The mantra was, each one, reach one. Learn to read, and you teach somebody else to read. You're members of this organization. Bring in another member. This year, we tried this about 6 years ago, and we got about 40 members that year. We can do it again, please. If everybody brings in one member, pay for it yourself, big deal. Bring them in, and let's get growing again, okay? And anyone here tonight who is not a member, who would like to sign up, I'll be glad to take your money. We are, as I said, growing. We're doing well. We're back from the depths of 10 years ago, and we now have an event every week of the month. The first Thursday of every month, we have our book club that's run by Elaine Lynn, who unfortunately is not here tonight. Those of you who were at the book club last week, remember she had a problem? She fell down, and we had to put a makeshift cast on her arm. It's broken. So she's one-armed for the next few weeks, and she could not come tonight. Movie night on the second Monday of the month, which I run. This Monday night, Valentine's Eve, Shakespeare in Love. It's in the copies of Beat you've got. Everybody welcome. I hope you'll come. The third Sunday of the month, we have our brunch, Sunday brunch, organized by Lee Loshak. And on the fourth Tuesday of the month, we have our great lecture series run by Bob Murtha. I forgot. Collecting the book dump ballots. Would you, at each table, pass your ballots towards the middle, and Carlos and Lee, if you would, please pick them up. And then we'll count them, and we should be able to, just before George goes on, we should be able to tell you who won. As I say, we're growing, and also, we're now part of a larger organization. Some of you already know about. We're part of a loose confederation of 11 free thought groups in the New York City area called Reasonable New York. Those groups, some of them are represented here tonight. Rich Sander representing Richie's List itself. We have our newest friends from the Brooklyn Society for Ethical Culture, Dror Khan and Liesl Burns, who are here tonight for the first time. Who else is from any of the other organizations? Anybody here from Skeptics? Gideon is from, you belong to Gideon. At any rate, we're 11 different organizations, and we're all working together to, by the way, we've got a little, it's going very slowly, but we're hoping to get a free thought day resolution through the city council this year. Probably isn't going to happen, but maybe we can get it done by next year. One of the biggest things we've done this year is one of our newest members, Marjorie Vi, introduced us to the Community Church of New York. And sitting next to Marjorie is Esther Rosado the director of Lifespan Religious Education. I know it's a church. I had just as much of a problem with that word as the rest of you. Nevertheless, they welcome us. As Esther said, we're all humanists here, but we don't have a humanist organization in the house. Now we're it. And our book club now meets there, and we're going to have more things going on there. And I'm a writer. I'm married to a painter. Wall space is a real big deal. Okay? We're having our apartment painted for the first time in, I don't know, since the Reagan administration. I don't know. At any rate, books had to go. We now have a humanist library at the Community Church of New York. The first 160 books are on the shelves on religion, philosophy, humanism, skepticism, rationalism, and everybody is asked, please contribute books. No cookbooks, no, mysteries, blah, blah, blah. I mean, stuff that would be of interest. And it's not a lending library, but you can go there and read, study. Okay? The Community Church of New York is on East 35th Street between Park and Madison, and we'll have to set up exactly how you can access that, because we can't just have walking in and out of the place. But we'll work it out. There'll be an announcement in March peak. Okay? Do we have all the dump ballots? I hope.
Yeah, I got some.
All right.
Did you pass them up?
I'll count them up right now. I would like to introduce our featured act for the night.
Any more dump ballots to pass?
Can you mark one of those guys anyone?
Which one do you want? Which one do you want?
Anyone. A pillow line. The guy with his picture.
We got all the dump ballots?
No, not all of them.
Come on, folks. It's not that big. It's not that difficult. Drawing a circle is not major.
But they're also talented.
Right. Lee, put them there and I'll do it. Put them right there.
Right on?
I'll have some bok choy.
Well done.
Anyone want some bok choy noodles? I'll have it to go.
Okay? We all set?
If you pack a jar of lobster, I'll take it, okay?
Lee, is there a problem?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. George Hrab is an internationally known and even acclaimed singer, songwriter, rationalist, skeptic, who has been doing great things. Produced 6 albums, which are here for your purchase later on. I urge you to do so. I've listened to a few of them, and he's just great. His Geologic podcast, Geologic being a pun on his first name, George, is a weekly podcast consisting of personal stories, comedy sketches, news, commentary, music, and interviews. I'm reading from Wikipedia. The content often draws from his musical career, and it's a very interesting podcast on skepticism, atheism, rationalism, and humanism. And doesn't have a damn thing to say about geology. It's called Geologic Podcast. It varies from week to week. I urge you to listen in and to watch me get off the stage as we turn it over to George.
All right, everybody, there's 10 more courses, so get ready. We're halfway there.
As long as it's all desserts.
All desserts, yes. It's international desserts from planets they're going to be bringing us. That's fantastic. My name is George Hrab. So nice to be here. I am from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Really? Is that just because because you like Jesus, or is it because
I like the guitar.
like the guitar?
The guitar.
Fantastic, right? I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania is about an hour and 20 minutes
It's an
that
interesting
way.
accent.
And the one thing that we're known for many things in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. One particular thing we're known for is Lehigh University, where there's a gentleman named Michael Behe. Some of you might know who Michael Behe is. Professor Michael Behe. Yes, that's right. Behe is French for asshole, by the way. It's actually not. I'll confirm that. Michael Behe wrote a book called Darwin's Black Box, which purports to talk about intelligent design and all that kind of garbage. Now, living in Bethlehem, I waited to bump into Michael Behe at some point, at the 7-Eleven, at the shoe store, at somewhere that our lives would intersect. And I waited and waited and waited. Church. Finally, one day, while driving to a gig or something, I got cut off by a car that had a coexist sticker on the back of it. And I thought, okay, I want to see what kind of a person with a coexist sticker on their car is going to cut me off. So I pulled up next to the vehicle. And in the passenger seat was Michael Behe. There he was. He was right there. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't run him off the road, because that's just not really good sportsmanship. So I rolled the window down, and I didn't want to, be mean or nasty or vulgar, because, as a non-believer, as a critical thinker, I want to represent our side of things as best as I can, as rationally, as politely as I can. So I rolled down the window, and he's right there in the passenger seat, just right there, And I just looked at him, and I said, boo! And it felt so good. That's my advice. If you ever see Michael Behe or someone you don't agree with, just give him a little round of boo. All right. We're going to get started. I have a bunch of songs I want to do here, and this first one's a true story. I sit in the park and play. Folks walk up to me and sometimes say, hey, play something. Go on, give us a show. Is there something you've written that we might all know? And I say, you've never heard of me. No, not a word from me. Everything that I have made remains all unshown. A title you request must surely be in jest. I promise you I am completely unknown. This is the song I'll play to try and appease. I haven't got long, okay, at least you said please. You've never heard me sing or seen me do anything, and when I am done you won't remember my name. I'll play if you insist. There's no point in to resist, but you will be unimpressed by my lack of fame. So this is the song I'll choose if you ask me to play. You'll nod and smile politely, then you'll turn and walk away. Why don't you turn and walk away? I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I never do complain at my lack of fame. I would rather walk the mall anonymously. I'm sure you're unimpressed by my lack of abs and chest, but I hope that you will like my chords and melody. They say we each have one thing at which we do excel. My one thing is I know the house band's way better in hell. It's way better in hell. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. I won't be famous anytime soon, but I can play a pretty fine tune. was fortunate enough a couple of years ago to be asked to fly out to Las Vegas to attend the amazing meeting, which happens out there. Some of you might be familiar with that. In particular, that's JREP, the James Randi Educational Foundation. James Randi is kind of a personal hero of mine. I've actually been very, very lucky to get to know him and to, I guess, call him a friend, as much as one could call someone who is deity-like a friend. And I got to sing a song in front of him that I wrote with him in mind originally, years and years ago, never thinking that you'd be sitting right where you are, like right in your chair, right there. There's James Randi, and just my pancreas exploded with delight. It was exciting. It was very exciting. So it was a song called Skeptic, which happens to be kind of my philosophical bent. I'm sure there's some skeptics in the room here as well. If you'd like, you can sing the chorus with me. The chorus goes like this. You can't believe what a skeptic I am. I can't believe you believe in that plan. We disagree, but I still give a damn. That's how the chorus goes. If you want to sing, that's fine. The New Jersey Skeptics sang very loud, so not that it's a contest, but just so you know. Let me grab a quick drink here, and we'll start. You can't believe what a skeptic I am. I can't believe you believe in that plan. We disagree, but I still give a damn. Your guru assures if you follow his regimen, you will become a most excellent specimen. The power to live on and on for all days is right at your fingertips if someone pays. He says that his aura will keep you alive for just 3 easy installments of $10.95. The device he uses sucks out the bad juices, leaves no big bruises, it simply deduces the proper percentage of X in your brain. This miracle cure leaves no permanent pain. And still, you can't believe what a skeptic I am. I can't believe you believe in that sham. We disagree, but I still give a damn. Your astral projections are coming along. Your chakra and chi are both getting real strong. Your cold disappeared after just 9 short days, all thanks to the words on the whole earth displays. Now, due to the juices, the pills, and the creams, your body's lost toxins, whatever that means. You've stopped eating all of that sinister food. Yeah, your dinner tastes awful, so it's gotta be good, right? And still, you can't believe what a skeptic I am. I can't believe you believe in that man. We disagree, but I still give a damn. The ramifications of treatments from holy men leaves me kinda queasy deep down in the abdomen, convinced that the lives that they lead need adjusting. They drive to the bookstore and blindly start trusting the miracles and cures all laid down in black ink, never even bothering to stop and think. The only real power that I do believe is the dollars and cents all these authors receive. If miracle wonders were held in their looks, why waste precious time and try selling those books? Why sit and wait for your publishing royalty? If one has true power, who needs reader loyalty? If you can travel by thought to a mystical place, why go to book signings and vie for shelf space? Why would you wait for your agent to call you invent and try to convince you he's worth 10%? Why deal with talk shows and a crazed publicist? Why deal with the people that repeatedly insist that you show them some proof that your powers exist? They convince some real skeptics of cease and desist. Trust me, 6 months from now, you folks will not be missed. So what is the moral that we all must learn, especially those of us with money to burn? Before your eyes widen at the book on the shelf, think. Is he helping you? Or is he helping himself? Skeptic I am. You should believe what a skeptic I am. Thank you so much. So I tend to write music that is somewhat skeptical, scientific, nerdy, shall we say, because nerds have taken over the planet, so why not make it official? I do have a podcast, like was mentioned earlier. Thanks for that lovely introduction. If you are interested, geologicpodcast.com. And yeah, not a hint of geology, which confuses people. But that's what got me sort of involved with the James Randi Educational Foundation. My website is called geologicrecords.net, and I was asked to do a geology lecture at a science conference, because they said, yeah, do you want to do this, to do a lecture about how we know the Earth is older than 6,000 years. And I said, I'm a musician guy, but I'll do it. And I did it. It was great. I met some really cool people and did it as a fan of science, and it kind of got the ball rolling. So, amongst the songs that I've written, like I said, many are sort of nerd anthems. So here's a song sort of about nerds falling in love, or nerds having children, I guess, is sort of where this is at. This was something I wrote for my niece and nephew, who were 8 and 10 at the time. This is called When I Was Your Age. When I was your age, the phone was tied to the wall with a kinky, twisty 3.5-foot cord. It's hard to believe, but it had a ring that could not be turned off or ignored. You couldn't choose the sound of the ring, it was just the sound we called the phone. You never heard of a ringtone. When I was your age, our video games looked nothing like the illustrations on the box. All of the graphics consisted of nothing more than simple lines and dots. Missiles were just a few pixels, and the jungle swinging guy was a stick figure. Nothing bigger. When I was your age. When I was your age. Your age, we had this stuff called film. You would stick in a camera before you took a shot, and then you had to wait like a week until you could tell what pictures you got. You would hand the film to a guy in a parking lot who lived in a booth. Yeah, it's the truth. When I was your age, you had to wait till the movie was either in the theater or on TV. If you wanted adventure, you couldn't rent adventure, you just had to wait and see. And once you were watching, you couldn't stop or pause or even try to rewind. But hey, we didn't mind. When I was your age. When I was your age. You see me as a grown-up, singing from the stage. I bet you can't believe I was ever your age. But I was your age. When I was your age, I loved watching Star Wars, but I hear you like Star Wars more than me. I wanted to be Indiana Jones, and Dr. Jones is who you aspire to be. And I loved playing with Legos, and Legos are what you currently build and rearrange. I guess some things never change. When I was your age, I didn't like doing homework, but when it was finished, it always felt real good. I didn't like brushing my teeth, but I brushed my teeth because Bert and Ernie said that I should. I didn't like listening to Mom, though I knew deep inside it was the right thing to do. Hey, so do you. You know what's true before you can say boo. my age too. Thank you very much. Hey, that's what my the newest album called Trebuchet, which just happens to be available here if you'd like it. It's only 10 smackaroos, and it's to buy the CD is kind of cool. We take great pride in our packaging. We actually have won numerous design awards for our packaging because downloads are great. I love downloads. I love iTunes, but to actually hold the physical thing in your hand is something that I just enjoy. So feel free to enjoy holding my little piece of whatever in your hand. And that sounds wrong, but yeah, enjoy. I have another song here for you, which, as critical thinkers, I'd love to play for you people. The curtain is magically moving. Yes, exciting. This is a happy song. This is one of my happier songs. This posits, this asks, this wonders what our place is, sort of in the universe, what our role is, what our job is. Not even so much what our job is, but what our place is and what our lot is in the universe. It's a very happy song. It's a very positive song. This is called Everything Alive Will Die Someday. Just remember, everything alive will die someday. That's okay. It's the great equating factor in the world. Like some desiccated tractor, we all run out of gas. This life can't last, 'cause everything alive will die someday. I used to worry that my folks would someday die, 'cause that meant if they could, then that meant so could I. Too young to handle this morose philosophy. I'd rather get high my way, climbing up a tree, and staring at the huge small world I could survey. I wondered what it'd feel like on that final day. Calculated the heartbeats left in my lot, and realized I'd best relax and just enjoy the time I've got. And I'd remember that everything alive will die someday, and that's okay. From the single cellular to grandiose, seems we're all destined to be toast. Every leaf, bush, shrub, and tree will cease to be, 'cause everything alive will die someday. I and enemy both kick the bucket equally, and in this truth there lies a fact. If you ignore those who distract, you might get to realize the fairness of unfairness is in everything's demise. You should remember that everything alive will die someday, and that's hard to say, but to me it's more a blessing than a curse. Is this a chorus or a weird verse? Every hand that's ever writ will up and quit, 'cause everything alive will die someday. But in the meantime, I get to see you smile, and that makes it okay for a while. To look into your eyes is worth the eventual demise of Earth and of every living cell. What the hell? We get to be like Deborah and Clive for a few days. Should remember that everything alive will die someday. But let me say, you shouldn't do just whatever you will. Don't ever cause any ill. An historic reversal. Don't you know this is the only chance we've got? It ought to mean an awful lot. This is the show and not some rehearsal. Talk of an extra inning implies this is just the beginning. But there's no prize you will be winning. Your existence is enough of a reward to keep you grinning, or at least it should be. Darwin's birthday, happy birthday, CD. I call him CD because we're buddies that way. I actually got to go to the Galapagos a couple of years ago, which if you ever have the opportunity, if it involves some kind of car theft, whatever you have to do, go. It is a mind. Anybody been to the Galapagos? Anybody? Yeah. Oh wow! Oh, I don't have to tell you then. Like, did you see Lonesome George? Did you see Lonesome George? Ah, so there's this tortoise there that, as near as they can figure, is 170 years old, and he was actually there when Darwin was there. And every RNA strand in my body just started vibrating when that hit me. That like this was a shared eyeball turtle human moment. It's just absolutely fascinating, and the way the park is set up is just incredible. It's just absolutely amazing. So, how are you doing on time? We all right? Still have some? Good. So it is. You know what? I'll do this. I don't often get to do this song, but I did actually write a birthday song. So I'm gonna do this song for CD. Chaz, and I wanted to write a tune that was kind of like a standard. It's sort of, like you're not allowed to use the happy birthday song that everybody sings because it's so expensive. You ever notice like in films they sort of don't usually sing it, it's always some random thing. So I decided to write a birthday song. So this is for Charles Darwin. This is called Happy Birthday Baby. Happy birthday, baby, your special day is here. Happy birthday, baby, I get to love you for another year. Happy birthday, baby, time can go so fast. Let's do everything to make your day last. Happy birthday, baby, make a wish upon a star. Happy birthday, baby, I wish for you, and here you are. Happy birthday, baby, enjoy every last crumb. May today be the best day so far, but the worst of what's to come. I wish I could control the sun. That way, your day could last until you wanted it done. Happy birthday, baby, lots of cake to go around. Happy birthday, baby, I hope your feet never touch the ground. Happy birthday, baby, one thing I know is true. Every day's my birthday, 'cause I got you. I wish I could control the sun. That way, your day could last until you wanted it done. Till it was done. Happy birthday, baby, here's to many more. Happy birthday, baby, to the person I adore. Happy birthday, baby, to more things that are true. This day is your birthday, and I love you. Happy birthday, Charles Darwin. Very kind. Thank you so much. Oh, let's see. I've stolen a few titles for songs from books. One title I stole was Death from the Skies, which is written by Phil Plait, who actually is a friend of mine. Another title I've stolen is by the great Christopher Hitchens. He wrote a book called God Is Not Great. And I saw that and I said, ooh, there's a book, there's a title, huh? Love it. So I was supposed to perform right before him at a conference once, and I wrote this for that occasion, thinking, "Ooh, I'll play this. He'll hear it because he'll be waiting in the wings." But he had to attend a Scotch conference or something. I don't know. He had to do something. He couldn't make it, so he had to cancel. But I wrote the song anyway, and this is called "God Is Not Great." Now it's essentially for him. So seeing he left us, yep, and he's not in a better place. How cool is that? Called "God Is Not Great." God is not great, not from where I stand. This 21st century man can tend to get irate on a scale from 1 to 1. Less than some, it's no fun. Pounding my fists at the gate. God is not great. Oh, plainly states it's not too late. Maybe it is. God's way too mean for all the power he's got. Apparently it's a lot. I find it all obscene. Quite enough of this bad play. Yet they stay day after day. Less logic, more latrine. God's way too mean. Oh, calmly scream and cause a scene. And in a way, it's a shame. Some folks would remain in a box and ignore what they say he made us for. God's no, of course. He's had enough of a chance. A new song needs a new dance. I'll scream till I'm hoarse. Race is lost, but jockeys whip. Though their grip starts to slip, never questioning the source. God's no, of course. Christian or Norse, Sauron or Force. To me, it's all the same. God is not great. Thank you. Poor Chris. Love it. So, I have time for one or two more. We as critical thinkers, as rational thinkers, as people who, I don't know what your particular religious proclivities might be as individuals, but I would bet on a curve, for the most part, most people in this kind of an organization would not believe in an afterlife. If you do, that's totally fine. If you don't, that's totally fine too. I happen to not. I happen to be sort of a pretty hardcore atheist who doesn't believe in an afterlife, doesn't see the sense of it. So something that comes up often as a subject, or actually doesn't come up as a subject, is this idea of how do non-believers deal with grief, dealing with loss of loved ones. Excuse me. You say drugs? Is that what you said? That's yeah. It's not a subject that comes up that often. Yeah, self-medication, right, on some level, right? And I had to deal with this a few years back when my dog died. I had a boxer. I had never had a dog growing up, and I got a puppy, and he was the most amazingly awesome dog. For those of you that own dogs or cats, you know that these guys crawl into your hearts like few creatures do. And when he passed, when we had to sort of end it for him, it was so tempting. It was so tempting to imagine him in puppy heaven, running around, chasing squirrels that run really slow, really slow. The biscuits are like this big in puppy heaven. It's very tempting. And I thought, nope, damn it, this is my foxhole moment. This is my atheist in a foxhole moment. thankfully, I'll never have to be in an actual foxhole. So this is my equivalent of, no, this is when it counts the most to be able to say, no, he's gone. And the only solace I managed to find in that moment of the end was the idea that at least I had to deal with the grief, and he didn't. He didn't have to miss me. And it's something I think about when a friend of mine passed away as well, and I get to miss him. I get to have the brunt of the responsibility of the grief, and that's the way I want it. I don't want my dog in heaven wondering where I am, or having some simulacrum George who plays with him until I die eventually, because that just raises way too many questions. So it took me quite a while, but I ended up writing a song about it. This is called Small Comfort. I don't believe in heaven, know that there's no hell. I don't think you've gone anywhere. I guess that's just as well, 'cause I want to remember the last look in your eye. It was the best and worst thing to get to say goodbye to you. They say we're not supposed to comprehend, but I want to know more. Being there with you at the end was a pain I'd hoped for. Did you know where you were going? Did you like the time you'd spent? I wish that you'd stayed longer, but that's not how it went. Now I know there's no forever, but of all the hearts I've met, I think the place we ended up is as close as one can get to you. They say we're not supposed to understand, but that doesn't help me. Watching you leave by my own hand, with the cards that were dealt me. Some would blame the dealer, some would blame the deal, some would make up stories never could be real. I know when you left, you were glad to be back home. I think that you knew you would never be alone. I've no need for heaven or some eternal love. I prefer what's real, and what we had here was enough. I'm glad I get to miss you, but that you can never miss me. Thinking you'll wake up and see us is your eternity. It's a small comfort. I miss you. I miss you. I love you. Thank you. I'm going to do one more for you here, and on a different note, because life does go on. We meet people, we fall in love, we build families anew. So we talked about nerds having children. This is about nerds falling in love. This is called Never Knew. Should give you a tambourine or something you can play along. soldiers liked every single man he met. But now it's true, because of you, I do. I never knew how Sherlock could be so good at solving. I never knew how Chuck could just observe and come up with evolving. I never knew why zombies had such a taste for brains. I never knew why high plains drifters insisted on drifting while high on the plains. But now it's true, because of you, I do. I never knew how Laird could dive headfirst into 30-foot swells. I never knew how the professor could make so much stuff out of coconut shells. I never knew why gamblers on a winning streak could assume that they'd never lose. I never knew why the squares of the sides of a right triangle equal the square of the hypotenuse. But now it's true, because of you. Despite my situation of unending frustration, it seems my education is affected by your location. It's true. I never knew how much I never knew. I never knew what rhymed with orange. And still you asked me to fix your squeaky door hinge. So now it's true, because of you. I never knew what I didn't know, because I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. It's true. I never knew what I didn't know, because I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. Till you. I never knew what I didn't know, because I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. It's true. I never knew what I didn't know, because I didn't know if I'd ever get to know what I never knew. You know? My name is George Hrab. Thank you so much. Stay skeptical, stay critical, stay thinking. Got some CDs for sale in the book and so on and so on. Podcast.com. We'll see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, George. CDs are for sale up here. The results of the second most important election of 2012, after American Idol, Gingrich ran away with it. And Mary Ellen can attest that I tell you the truth, because my guy was O'Reilly. But adding the stuff we got online and what we got here tonight, Gingrich got 49, O'Reilly got 33, Palin 7, Bachman 7, and Herman Cain 5. So, joining the illustrious lineup of the last several years, Newt Gingrich on his third try finally makes it into the dump ball thing. We started new. The first one up in March. Peak will be Rick Santorum.
We forgot to bring the trophy.
We forgot to bring the trophy.
It's a horse's
But he wasn't, well, those of you who don't know, we have a little horse's ass trophy. And, but nobody's claimed it yet. Nobody's come around to pick it up. So we still have it.
About your favorite. It was actually my second book. My first book was really wrong. My second book was and also, when I was growing up, I really liked PBS shows, and he started attacking PBS for me.